brought by our beloved students, Farah and Nazla. They're going to recite the Quran of Al-Muzammil, verse 1 to 10.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. A'udzu billahi minasyaitonir rajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Ya ayyuhal muzammil qumil laila illa qalila nisfahu awinqus minhu qalila aw zid alaihi warattilil qur'ana tartila. Inna sanulqi alaika qawlan sakila. Inna nasyi'atal laili hiya ashaddu wata'aw wa aqwamu qila. Inna laka fin nahari sabahan tawila. Wazkur isma rabbika wa tabattal ilaihi tabtila. Rabbul masyriqi wal maghribi la ilaha illa huwa fattahizhu wakila. Wasbir ala ma yaquluna wahjurhum hajaran jamila. Sadaqallahul azim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, thank you very much, Nazla and Farah. Well, parents, right after this, we'll have a presentation from our Year 5 students of Sekolah Paradisa, Cendikia. But before that, just a little information about PYP exhibition. So, PYP exhibition is a learning celebration for Year 5 students. After all, what they have been through, the journey of being the IB PYP learners. Okay, right after this session, we will also have, as you know, the international cafe that we have out there that will be served by our grade 1 and grade 2 students. Alright, parents and all audience, before we start, we would also like to invite our PYP coordinator, Mr. Agusman, to give his opening speech. So without further ado, please welcome Mr. Agusman.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasulillah. Wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasulillah. Wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasulillah. Wa ala alihi wa ashabihi wa man tabi'ahum bi ihsanin ila yaumiddin wa ba'd. Thank you very much for the invitation. So this is a good opportunity to share what PYP exhibition is all about. First of all, I would like to thank school director, the foundations, the chief foundations of CXM Pendidikan Merhati, Pak Darsono, Bu Indah school director, beloved principal, Ms. Dini, and great gratitude also goes to the parents who has affordable time to come along and celebrate with us the achievement of our students. As mentioned earlier, that the purpose of IB, as I quoted, is to unite students, teachers, parents, and other members of the school community in a collaborative experience that incorporate the essential elements of the PYP. As it paves the way, the transitions of learners to the higher level of education. So it marks the beginning of their learning transition into the higher level of education. So hopefully, by the end of next year, they will join the junior high. Furthermore, exhibition is also a significant learning journey in which students exhibit attitudes, attributes of the learner profile, incorporate all the PYP concept, synthesize aspects of all 6 transdisciplinary themes, require them to use skills from all 5 sets of transdisciplinary skills, offer opportunity for students to display attitude, and above all, engage them in actions where they demonstrate an ability to reflect on and apply their learning to choose appropriate courses of actions and carry them out in their lives. Hopefully, in a short while, we will shortly witness the evolution learning track where they will present aspects that have global significance yet embedded in the local inquiries and resentment. It is a time for students to celebrate their tireless quest and inquiry to be internationally minded learners and responsible citizens of the world and the Ummah. Without further ado, it is not an exhibition of comparisons between one another. Indeed, it is rather a genuine and ongoing learning journey of each individual student contribution to and understanding of the being a lifelong learner. I wish to end up this speech with the saying that I quote, "You are all genius, as you are working toward excellence and ceaselessly with every element of your being." Thank you very much.
Thank you very much to our PYP coordinators, Mr. Guzman. Another information that today we have 5 presenters right here, and for the whole year we have 6 transdisciplinary theme, and for today's it falls to the theme called How the World Works. Okay, for the past few months, all of the researchers right here have been observing, interviewing, as well as making solution. So without further ado, we'll start from our first presenter. Please welcome Lana.
Baterainya deh.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalatu wassalamu asrofil anbiya'i wa mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in, amma ba'du. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Alhamdulillah, praise to Allah, we can meet together at Sekolah Paradisa Cendikia. Before I start, I will introduce myself. Hello, my name is Keisha Lana Ramadhani, and you can call me Lana. First, my transdisciplinary theme is how the world works. And my central idea is the massive production of waste may damage the environment. My key concept is causation, responsibility, and function. My learner profiles are principled, risk-taker, and open-minded. Next, do we care about our environment? Before I continue, let's watch this video.
I put it in a plastic bag, I pay for it, and I remove it from the plastic bag to eat it. Both the croissant and the plastic bag serve their purpose, but the croissant is gone, and the plastic bag will still be around for a few centuries. I used it for about 15 seconds. If I throw it away, the plastic bag can either end up on a landfill, it can be burned
this
with all the
video
other
is about
garbage,
plastic.
or it can be blown away into the water and return to me the fish I eat 25 years from now. It takes at least 450 years for one plastic bottle to decompose. So if you accidentally lose your empty bottle in the woods, you can still pick it up in the year 2400. However, most petroleum plastic does not biodegrade. It just fragments into tiny microplastics, not visible to the naked eye. So, on the upside, you can't break your teeth on this kind of plastic. This is me doing grocery shopping. It's almost impossible to buy anything that is not wrapped in plastic. As a result, we throw away a lot of plastic packaging, 140 million tons a year to be precise. Most of it ends up as landfill. A smaller percentage gets burned, and only a really tiny part gets recycled. What happens with the other third? We know the images of birds with plastic in their stomach. We have become accustomed to the idea that even on the remotest of all islands, this one, where nobody lives, the beaches look like this. If I tell you that every minute we throw one garbage truck full of plastic stuff in the ocean, you won't be surprised. How about recycling? If we would recycle all our plastic, you would think we would end up with a cleaner planet, right? But according to this study, our use of plastic will be 4 times higher by 2050. So, even if we recycle everything we use, it won't be enough. We would still have to produce a lot more plastic. More importantly, new plastic is cheaper than recycled plastic. That means that even if you are a model citizen who recycles their plastic, most companies won't even use it. Producing this much plastic is plain dumb. Surely we can think of packaging that is reusable, refillable, or just not plastic. We are human beings. We invented helicopters, iris scans, and Tetris. We can surely invent our way out of this, and this. When you buy your takeaway coffee, you can bring your own thermos. You don't need a bottle around your shampoo. And you can bring your own bags to the supermarket. But we won't get there easily. Not with recycling alone. Not with cleaning up alone. It's time to stop using plastic and invent a hell of a solution.
Thank you. My issue are plastic can damage the environment. As you can see, the environments are full of plastic right now, and it also happened in Indonesia. As you can see, the landfill is so dirty, and the ocean is polluted by the plastic. And the sea turtles, as you can see, the plastic is harming the sea turtles. The sea turtles. So this plastic is rise up to a mountain high. Indonesia waste management situation: 7.5% compost and recycle, 69% goes into landfill, produce methane gas 20 times more dangerous than carbon dioxide. 10% buried, it causes land pollution, create harm to animals surrounding. 5% burnt, produce carbon dioxide, and 8.5% unmanaged. It goes to river, sea, and ocean, creating harm to other sea creatures. According to the data from www.mongobay.co.id, 1.2 29 million tons of waste were dumped into the river and flowed to the ocean. 2 million seagulls were dead every year. 25% of fish that sold in Makassar market contain plastic. From Kementerian Lingkungan Hidup dan Kehutanan. Total number of waste in 18 coastlines area in Indonesia almost 5 million grams every year. This is one bad impact plastic in the sea. So what we can do? Way to change plastic. We can use plastic cup to bottle, plastic straw to metal straw, plastic bag to recycling bag, and plastic bottle can be used for plant vase, as you can see the background, and any plastic can be accessories like that, and any other. So I've made eco brick for my project, and it looks like this. It can be made for house, for garden, chair, and others. So this is the step how you make. First, you need to find a waste in your house or surrounding, and second, you need to cut into small pieces and put it in any type of bottle. Third, you need to compress with a stick, and you need to check if it is still squishable or not. If it is still squishable, that means you need to put a lot more plastic in your bottle. And if it is not, that means your eco break is done. So this is the hadis. Artinya, sesungguhnya Allah Ta'ala itu baik dan menyukai kebaikan, bersih dan menyukai kebersihan, mulia dan menyukai kemuliaan, bagus dan menyukai kebagusan. Oleh sebab itu, bersihkan lingkunganmu. Hadis riwayat At-Tirmizi. So, if you want to know more information, you can just go to my booth. And let's diet plastic. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Let's give one more round of applause to our first presenter. Wow. What an amazing presenting. All right. After this, we'll have our second presenter. Okay, good one. You can go back to your cafe and change. We will change the audience now. Okay, thank you, great one. Okay, welcome grade 2 students. Thank you, parents and all the audience. We will continue our agenda today. We will go to our second presenter. So without further ado, please welcome Hanafi.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Our transdisciplinary theme is how the world works. My issue is clean water. Saya suka clean air bersih karena air bersih susah didapatkan. Apakah yang bisa kita lakukan untuk menyaring atau memfiltrasi air menjadi air bersih? Bagaimana kita bisa memanfaatkan air dengan baik? Ini ada gambaran betapa susahnya mencari air bersih di Indonesia. Sebelum melanjutkan, ayo kita nonton video dulu.
Singkat bener ya, ucapin nama apa soal bagi ya, to the point banget.
Jumlah penduduk disertai
Konten di Lana kan?
masyarakat terhadap air bersih membuat pemanfaatan air tanah menjadi hal yang lumrah. Air merupakan kebutuhan pokok bagi kehidupan manusia. Namun sayang, kondisi air tanah di beberapa daerah di Jakarta kurang layak konsumsi. Salah satunya di Cilincing, Jakarta Utara. Di sini, warga harus membayar untuk mendapatkan air bersih layak konsumsi. Seperti halnya Mimin Tarsi, warga Cilincing, Jakarta Utara ini harus mengeluarkan uang sebesar Rp200.000 per minggu untuk membeli 6 jerigen air bersih. Untuk kebutuhan mencuci dan mandi, Mimin terpaksa menggunakan air sumur yang berwarna kemenyan dan berbau.
Di sini airnya kuning, kadang-kadang bau. Jadi paling-paling pakai nyuci doang sama nyuci piring. Kalau misalkan air minum, beli lagi. Ya gatel-gatel enggak, cuman kadang-kadang agak bau aja gitu. Jadi walaupun kita mandi juga harus disaring dulu.
Ini ada data untuk kebutuhan dan kapasitas produksi air di Jakarta pada tahun 2010 hingga 2025. Kalian bisa lihat yang warna biru ini adalah kebutuhan air baku. Yang warna merah adalah defisit air. Defisit air ada maksudnya kekurangan air. Kita bisa lihat dari tahun 2010 defisit airnya belum bertambah atau belum berkurang. Dan hingga 2025, 2015, 2020 hingga 2005 defisit airnya makin bertambah. Jadi kekurangan airnya makin tidak ada. Ini ada data kualitas air sungai di Indonesia. Yang warna merah ini adalah air tercemar berat. Kita bisa lihat dari tahun 2010 hingga 2013 masih aman, tidak ada air yang tercemar berat. Kita bisa lihat di 2014 hingga 2016 ada air yang tercemar berat. My central idea is how we deal with water may impact the well-being of human's life. Perlakuan kita terhadap air dapat mempengaruhi kesejahteraan hidup manusia. Lines of inquiry yang saya ambil adalah the importance of water, the function, how water can be reused, change, how people manage the water, responsibility. My key concept are function, fungsi, change, perubahan, responsibility, ada tanggung jawab. Pada proses inquiry, saya pada proses tuning in, saya berpikir air itu penting bagi kehidupan sehari-hari. Di sekitar kita ada air bersih dan ada air kotor. Pada proses finding out, saya berpikir kita bisa membuat air bersih menjadi filtrasi air. Pada proses sorting out, saya berpikir kita butuh air bersih. Air bersih itu sangat terbatas. Pada proses wayfinder, saya berpikir bahwa banyak air kotor atau limbah daripada air bersih, dan ada cara untuk membersihkan air kotor. Jadi making conclusion saya adalah air kotor bisa difilter menjadi air bersih, dan making action saya adalah membuat alat filtrasi air sederhana dan menghemat penggunaan air bersih. Learner profile yang saya harapkan adalah mencoba untuk memfiltrasi air bersih, berpikir bagaimana membuat air bersih, caring. Learner profile-nya ada risk taker, thinker, and caring. Caring adalah peduli untuk memanfaatkan air dengan baik. My essential skill adalah social skill, helping people atau membantu orang. Thinking skill, making useful items atau membantu barang-barang yang berguna. Self management skill such as keeping promise of must be resolved atau menyelesaikan pekerjaan dengan baik dan tepat waktu. Solusi yang saya harapkan adalah nomor 1, use the clean water wisely atau menghemat dalam penggunaan air bersih. Nomor 2, developing water filtration technology, mengembangkan teknologi filtrasi air. Yang ketiga, one island, one plant, one water, pengelolaan air berbaris ekosistem. Ini adalah sumber data yang saya dapat untuk mempresentasikan clean water. Ini adalah ayat-ayat Al-Quran terkait dengan isu saya. A'udzu billahi minasyaitonir rajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Inna fi khalqis samawati wal ardi wa ikhtilafil laili wan nahari wal fulki allati tajri fil bahri bima yanfa'un nasa wa ma anzalallahu minas samai mimma ya bihil ardo ba'da mautiha wa fiha min kulli dabbah wa tasrifir riyahi was sahabil musakhkhar bainas samai wal ardi la ayatil liqaumin ya'qilun. Shadaqallahul adzim. Qisas Al-Baqarah ayat 164. Let's use water wisely. Thank you. Please come to my book. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Well done, Hanafi. Let's give one more round of applause for him. What an enlightenment we have today from our presenters. Now, we still have another presenter. After this, please welcome Anissa.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you everyone for the opportunity to come to watch me present and share you my PYP exhibition project. So first, let me tell you my transdisciplinary theme. It is how the world works. So this is the descriptor for my theme, and I actually use the last one, the impact of scientific and technological advance on society and on the environment. This is the one I use. Now this is my central idea. Exploitation, innovation, and people's lifestyle may impact the environment. So I'm gonna tell you what is the meaning of my central idea. So exploitation means the use of something in order to get advantage from it, like this picture right here. And then innovation, a new idea or method, or the use of new ideas and methods. And then lifestyle. The interests, opinions, behavioral orientations of an individual, group, or culture. Environment. The air, water, and land where or in or on which people, animals, and plants live, like where we live. And then this is my lines of inquiry. How people respond on exploitation, the role of innovation, and the impact of people's lifestyle to the environment. Then these are my key concepts. Responsibility, it matches with my first lines of inquiry, and then function, it also connects with my second lines of inquiry, and causation, it matches with the last lines of inquiry. So this is my Quran verse. Dan apabila, so this is in Surat Al-Baqarah ayat 205, it says, dan apabila ia berpaling dari kamu, ia berjalan di bumi untuk mengadakan kerusakan padanya dan merusak tanaman-tanaman dan binatang ternak, dan Allah tidak menyukai kebinasaan. This is the second one in Surat Al-Isra. Dan janganlah kamu menghambur-hamburkan hartamu secara boros. Sesungguhnya pemboros itu adalah saudara-saudara syaitan. It says on Al-Isra ayat 26. And the last one is Al-Araf ayat 56. Dan janganlah kamu membuat kerusakan di bumi. Sesudah Allah memperbaikinya, dan berdoalah kepadanya dengan rasa takut tidak akan diterima dan harapan akan dikabulkan. Sesungguhnya rahmat Allah amat dekat kepada orang-orang yang berbuat baik. Next, in this project, I use the 5 essential skills. The first one is thinking skills. I use my critical thinking skills to evaluate, analyze, and forming decisions. To information transfer, make connections like this, and then metacognition to identify my strength. And then researching skills to find information, like finding data, and then ethical use of media or information, like tell nothing but the truth. And then social skills, show empathy and care about the environment, like what I'm doing because I care about the forest. Listen on and respect to others' perspective and encourage others to contribute and collaborate. And then self-management skills, set goals and make plans, use technology and learn, and ask others to know better, like ask my mom or ask my brother. And the last part is never give up. And then communication skills. Listen carefully and speak clearly to people, reading and writing, and share information with media or presentation just like this. And then these are my learner profiles that I do. The first one is caring, because I care about the forest. That's why I'm doing this. And then reflective, because I do self-reflection, like how much do I care about the forest. And then communicator, because I communicate to everyone so they can care about the forest as well. Okay, let's go on to my topic. My topic is how much do you care about the forest? So first, I'm going to tell you some forest facts. One tree can make a family of 4 breeds. So at least you have a tree in your house. And in my house, there's a lot of trees. And then forest is also a habitat for lots and lots of kinds of animals. It's a home for him, and for him, and for him, and of course for him, and for them, and for them. It's very cute. Then, let's go on to my issue, excessive use of wood. Now, the wood from this forest is being exploited by pulp and paper industries. So did you know a 6-year-old acacia tree, right here, 6, it's for only 1 box of tissue. So this is a 6-year-old, and then we make it to this 1 box. Can you imagine that? And this one is very sad. This 15-year-old pine tree is being cut for 8,000 sheets of copy paper. So I heard the death of from Mr. Daddy. Every week we use around approximately 7 reams of paper. So every 2 weeks we have exploit a 15-year-old pine tree. Every 2 weeks. Can you imagine that?
Sorry. We will not do it anymore.
And then let's go on. The wood from this type of forest, pine tree, and then it's being exploited by wood industry. This oak tree right here, maple tree, and these tea trees are turned into property material and furniture. So mainly we use wood to make paper, of course, tissues, property material, and furnitures. So next, we go back to the lines of inquiry, how people respond to exploitation. Now we all know the forests are lungs of our planet and it's dying. And did you know, every single minute, forests as big as 20 football fields are cut down. So it's pretty sad, like imagine every hour. Oh, and then this is also the data from Monga Bay. Indonesia has lost around 15.8 million hectares of the forest between 2000 and 2012, especially in Kalimantan and Sumatra. So over here, as you can see, we are the 3rd place of major forest countries. The major forest countries, not the biggest forest, but the major one. Forest, the one that cut, the forest has been cut. And then also this one from Monga Bay as well, deforestation in Indonesia. As we can see, the data, it's going down. We keep cutting the forest lesser and lesser, but it's not because we don't cut the forest lesser, but it's because forest is becoming small and no trees are available again. And then this is the data. So as we can see, this is Kalimantan right here from this 1950s until now. The prediction, it's getting whiter and whiter and whiter and whiter. As we can see, this is the prediction right here. It's going to be like this next year. It's approximately 55% trees lost. If I do my maths right, I think it's around 70 years. So in the next 70 years, we don't we don't have more trees anymore. Yeah, it's really sad. So their home have been destroyed and gone. This is us cutting the trees. Look at that, it's really sad, right? So where should the animals live now? What do you think? Where do they live now? This is the problem here. Every single of us probably know that our forest is dying, but the sad part is no one really cares about the forest. So that's why how do you care about the forest? Not only how do you care. Okay, let's just go on. What is the role of innovation? So this is me right here in Jababeka in Conwood's factory, Conwood's office in Jababeka, Cikarang. Innovation to produce artificial wood from concrete can replace wood demand in construction. So this house right here, it can be made for only a week. And the best part is, if you want to buy this house, it's more affordable, it's cheaper, and it's same thing. And then it's 6 days to make and 1 day to decorate it. So it's really nice to see. And it is 100% non-wood.
Wow.
It's really good.
Non-wood ya.
And then to help the forest as well, we can use other materials. It's our wood. We can use rattan or like conwood. And then this is my project as well. I made. We can make we can make paper from corn husk or banana trunk. If you want to see my paper, you can check out my booth over there. And then we can also use, instead of printing, we can just share our stuff through email instead of just printing like this. We can also help the forest. Okay, so now this is the last lines of inquiry. What is the impact of people's lifestyle to the environment? So after this, I'm going to tell you some very good habits to help the forest. Are you guys ready?
Yes.
Okay, let's check it out. So instead of using lots of tissues, we can just use handkerchiefs, sapu tangannya, or just hand dryers. So instead, we just use some handkerchief. You can bring it anywhere, like grandpa. And then, just like what I told you before, we can just use email instead of printing. So I really hope we don't need to deal with notes anymore. Just use email like WhatsApp. And then we can use lunch boxes instead of paper bags. So when you go to a restaurant, when you don't finish your food, just bring your lunch box. And then plant trees can produce oxygen and save the environment. So the solutions: reflect, choose, and act. Reflect, do self-reflection. How deep do you care about the forest? And then choose a lifestyle to help the forest. Like, are you going to use are you going to do lots of printing, or are you just going to share your media? Share with email, or use lots of tissues, or just use handkerchiefs to dry your hands? You choose. And then the most important part is act. Do it. So after all of my explanation, I have one more question left. Are you sure you still want to use excessive amount of paper, tissues, and wood?
No.
Yeah, I hope not. Yeah, good job. And then, if we keep doing this, we will turn our beautiful forest right here into this. We don't want this, right? Of course not. So the conclusions are, if we do this, so we have to reduce the amount of wood. Kita nggak usah pakai kayu lagi, we just count wood. And then the revenue of paper and wood industry will decrease. Pabrik-pabrik kertas akan mengecil sedikit. Business owner will consider to change product. And then industry will not need many woods anymore. People stop cutting trees, and people will save the forest, and our forest is safe. This is the last part. This is very important. Our animals are happy because we don't use it. And then, so together, let's make a change. Let's save our forest together, starting from now. Plant a tree, save the animals, and save our planet. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Wow, let's give one more round of applause to Anissa. What an amazing presentation. We are so lucky today that we have such incredible presenters right here with us. Thank you for reminding us. Thank you for all the revelation. And don't go anywhere, parents. We still have another presenter with us. And we would also like to welcome our students from grade 2 to grade 3. Let's sit down. All right. Right now in this moment, we have another presenter, and he is Dafa.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Dafa. I will tell you about overfishing. I choose overfishing because I like the ocean. Our transdisciplinary theme in this PYP exhibition is how the world works. I will focus on the impact of scientific and technological advance on society and on the environment. My central idea is imbalanced population may occur on ocean environment. The lines of inquiry are type of ecosystem, ocean exploitation, and our responsibility to ecosystem. The key concepts are from change and responsibility to ecosystem. My skills is thinking, berpikir bagaimana cara menjaga ekosistem laut. Communication skills, membantu orang agar menjaga ekosistem laut. Social skills, membantu mengingatkan para nelayan untuk menggunakan alat tangkap yang ramah lingkungan. My learner profile are thinker, mengembangkan teknologi baru yang lebih ramah lingkungan. Membuat teknologi baru yang lebih ramah lingkungan. Knowledgeable, bahwa kita sudah tahu kita harus menjaga ekosistem laut. Ini adalah video tentang overfishing pada zaman dahulu.
Anyone who goes fishing probably has a story about the one that got away. It was this big, don't you know? Yeah, that was a bummer. But it's actually quite important that big fish get away, both for fish and fishermen. For most of the species that we fish, commercial and recreational fishermen are only allowed to keep individuals above a minimum legal size. The idea behind these laws is to protect juveniles so they can grow big enough to reproduce at least once before becoming our dinner. In theory, that means there will always be enough fish for dinner tomorrow. And ensuring dinner for tomorrow is important enough that the English Parliament discussed protecting young, that is, small fish as early as 1376. And today it's a common regulation for fisheries worldwide. Except it doesn't really work. First, large individuals have the greatest number of successful offspring, both because bigger fish produce more eggs and because the eggs they produce also contain a more generous food supply for the baby fishies. So by removing the largest individuals of a given species, we severely decrease the population's ability to replenish itself. Second, if we only remove the largest fish, that means fish that are small for their age and thus smaller when they first reproduce are more likely to live long enough to make babies. So individuals with small fish genes tend to stay in the water, reproduce, and pass on their genes to new generations, while big fish and big fish genes become rarer and rarer. We're basically breeding smaller fish, unintentionally, and it's not a small change. Size-selective fishing has caused the body mass of large commercial fish to be cut in half over the last 40 years. Let me say that again. Heavily fished fish are now half the weight they used to be. 6-year-old haddock, for example, weigh 40% of what they did in 1970. Imagine if full-grown men weighed 65 pounds. Clearly, size-selective fishing means fewer and smaller fish in the water, which suggests it's not the best way to keep our fish supply stocked for future human generations. And in fact, there's a new idea called balanced harvesting ready to save the day. Instead of reeling in all the largest individuals, fishermen would catch a smaller number of fish across a wider range of sizes, keeping the numbers and sizes of fish, well, balanced. However, old habits die hard, and the use of size limits is deeply ingrained in our collective fisheries management DNA. But sooner rather than later, we'll have to accept that it's good to let some of the big ones get away, for only they can change the course of fishery.
Jadi video tadi menceritakan tentang penangkapan ikan berlebih di seluruh dunia. Jadi pada zaman dahulu, nelayan-nelayan di seluruh dunia menangkap ikan hanya ingin yang besar-besar saja. Mereka tidak ingin menangkap ikan yang sedang dan ikan yang kecil. Setiap mereka berlayar, mereka hanya ingin menangkap yang besar. Dan akhirnya ikan-ikan yang kecil berevolusi melahirkan ikan yang lebih kecil. Jika kita ingin memakan makanan laut, kita usahakan memilih ukuran lebih dari 15 cm. Kalau kurang lebih dari 15 cm itu artinya masih baik. Penangkapan ikan yang merusak lingkungan dan berbahaya seperti menggunakan bahan peledak, menggunakan kompresor dengan cara menyelam ke dalam laut, menggunakan trol bisa mengakibatkan terumbu karang rusak. Ada tangkapan sampingan yang bisa disebut dengan bycatch, ada tangkapan buangan yang bisa disebut dengan discard, menyebabkan kerusakan populasi hewan laut. Ini adalah kapal perusahaan milik Inggris yang bernama Atlantic Dawn. Kapal ini sering mengangkat berton-ton ikan dan kapal ini sering melakukan penangkapan ikan berlebih. Jadi di belakang kapal ini itu ada troll yang sangat besar sampai dalamnya itu sampai ke dasar laut dan akhirnya terumbu karang ikut terkerut dan bisa menyebabkan terumbu karang rusak. Ini adalah data-data overfishing di seluruh dunia. 10 sampai 12 juta metrik ton per tahun ikan hilang setiap tahun karena pembusukan, bukan karena konsumsi manusia. Ini adalah eksploitasi masif populasi ikan kritis di Indonesia. Jadi yang garis warna merah itu adalah hewan-hewan laut yang sudah terancam kritis disebabkan oleh para nelayan-nelayan yang melakukan overfishing. Hewan-hewan yang hampir punah seperti penyu belimbing, ikan Napoleon, hiu sentani, dan ikan raja laut. Cara menanggulangi menurut pemerintah: membuat kajian dan analisa tentang penggunaan alat tangkap ikan yang ramah lingkungan, membuat peraturan perundang-undangan sebagai dasar penerbitan izin penangkapan ikan, memberikan sanksi hukum pidana maupun perdata bagi yang melanggar, memberikan sosialisasi kepada para nelayan yang memanfaat sumber daya ikan. Ini adalah alat tangkap yang ramah lingkungan seperti jaring, pancingan, bebu. Bebu adalah alat tangkap ikan yang terbuat dari kawat, bisa terbuat dari bambu, dan bentuknya persegi, trapesium, dan bermacam-macam bentuk. Apa yang dapat kita lakukan untuk mencegah overfishing? Mengingatkan para nelayan yang melakukan overfishing untuk menghentikan aksi mereka, mengembangkan teknologi penangkap ikan yang lebih ramah lingkungan. Ini adalah ayat yang berkaitan tentang kerusakan di darat dan di laut. Zawaral fasa fil baro wal bahri bima kasabat aidin nasiliyut qawhum ba'dal ladzi amilu la'allahum yarji'un. Telah nampak kerusakan di darat dan di laut karena disebabkan ulah tangan manusia, supaya Allah merasakan kepada mereka sebahagian dari akibat perbuatan mereka agar mereka kembali ke jalan yang benar. Surat Ar-Rum ayat 41. Ini adalah data-data yang saya ambil untuk membuat proyek UIP exhibition. Ini adalah foto saya saat saya mengunjungi kantor Badan Keamanan Laut. Saya menanyakan tentang overfishing dan mencari data-data informasi tentang overfishing. Let's take marine ecosystem. Stop overfishing. before sebelum presentasinya ditutup, please come to my booth. Thank you.
Thank you, Dava. Wow, that was really amazing. Let's give one more round of applause to Dava. Okay, audience, we have our last presenter today. So, without further ado, please welcome Azza.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today I will do my PYP exhibition project. Hello, my name is Fazawa. You can call me Azza with one Z. So, my issue is safer and I will focus on illegal logging. In my PYP exhibition, I use the transdisciplinary theme is how the world works. And in the descriptor, I focus on the second one, which is the interaction between the natural world, physical and biological, and human societies. My central idea is industrialization may cause the imbalance of the ecosystem of the living things. Even bahasa, industrialisasi dapat tidak menyeimbangkan ekosistem pada makhluk hidup. Nah, kata-kata industrialisasi bukan bermaksud aku itu menyalahkan industrialisasi, tidak. Tapi aku bermaksud bahwa industrialisasi itu yang salah itu adalah industrialisasi yang melakukan sesuatu yang ilegal, salah satunya seperti illegal logging. My lines of inquiry is types of industry, how industry impacts the ecosystem, and our responsibility to the environment. My key concept, like in lines of inquiry, is form in the first one, causation is the second one, lines of inquiry, and responsibility is the third one. I use my essential skills for campaign about illegal logging. Research skills. I research my data before I campaign to the other people. Thinking skills. I think what I think is right and wrong. And communication skills. After I research the data, I communicate it into the other people. My learner profiles is communicator, inquirer, and risk taker. Communicator. I like to communicate like my key concept. I like to communicate to the other people to show the data about illegal logging. Inquirer. I like to ask my mentor or the other people to ask about the data. And risk taker, I like communicator. I risk taker to do it. Tuning in. Before I continue my presentation, let's watch about the forest. Jadi ini video tentang hewan-hewan yang ada di hutan. Oke, aku aku punya 4 ilustrasi tentang illegal logging. Yang pertama adalah pohon-pohon yang lain yang menangis melihat teman-temannya ditebang. Yang kedua adalah sang penebangan liar yang melakukan penebangan liar dan dia belum selesai menyelesaikan satu pohon dan dia merasa panas dan dia berteduh di satu pohon tersebut. Dan bagaimana jika dia memotong pohon tersebut, dia tidak akan dapat meneduh dimanapun. Dan yang ketiga, gimana beberapa orang yang melihat picture itu menunjukkan keindahan hutan, padahal di belakang mereka tidak sadar bahwa ada kekacauan. Dan yang terakhir ada seseorang yang yang berfoto di hari bumi, yang dia berfoto di picture yang indah, padahal di belakangnya itu adalah kerusakan. Ini adalah simbol of the legality of food. Jadi jika kalian ingin membeli produk yang berasal dari kayu seperti kertas atau tisu, harus memiliki tanda seperti ini, FSC atau Indonesian Legal Finding Out. Ini data tentang natural forest. The Indonesian natural forest has been decreased until 1.1 million hectare or 2% every year. Around 130 million hectares of the natural forest left in Indonesia, and 42 million hectares among them has been logging. I get it from WWF and this is the link. The next one is production forest. The Indonesian production forest has been decreased until 48 hectares. The decreased forest among other consists of 33.6 million hectare HPH production forest inactive, 12.5 million hectare which in the status of a moratorium, and the rest is production forest. I get from republika.co.id and this is the link. Fourth fact of the forest in Indonesia. Indonesia is one of the countries with the highest deforestation in the world. Indonesia loses 684,000 hectares of forest every year. Indonesia is the second largest forest in the world, but the deforestation caused the water quality degradation. Indonesia lost 40% of its total forest. Sorting out. 3 types of forest. The first one is production forest, or in bahasa hutan produksi. The second one is natural forest or conservation forest, yang bahasa Indonesianya itu adalah hutan alam. Dan yang terakhir protected forest atau hutan lindung. Ini adalah data luas hutan di Indonesia dari per tahun. Aku mendapatkannya dari lokal data dan ini linknya. Ini adalah perubahan dari hutan Kalimantan dari per tahun. Aku mendapatkannya dari Brandly dan this is the link. Can see? Going further. The solution to stop the illegal logging is remind the illegal logger to stop the action, of course. Remind the illegal logger that before they log the tree, they must get permission from the government. And they must reprint the tree after do the logging. Use the product that show the legal food symbol before I show. Do not dispose of food products for things that are unnecessary. The data I get it from Mongabay, Kementerian Negara Lingkungan Hidup dan Kehutanan Republik Indonesia, WWF, republika.co.id, Google, and I get it from many. The picture resources I get it from Google, Wikimedia Commons, GIF Image, Orange Stabilitas, Pixabay, Kaskus, Datatalker, Shutterstock, Stinker.com, Lokal Data dan Lingkungan Kita. And there is a Quran. A'udzubillahiminasyaitonirrajim. Wa ma asabakum min musiyatin fa bima kasabat aydikum wa ya'fu an katsir. Dan apa saja musibah yang menimpa kamu maka adalah disebabkan oleh perbuatan tanganmu sendiri, dan Allah memaafkan sebagian besar dari kesalahan-kesalahanmu. Quran surah Asy-Syura ayat 30. ada lambang yang tadi saya tunjukkan, bahwa kalian harus membeli produk yang menunjukkan lambang seperti ini. Sebelum aku menyelesaikan presentasi, aku mau membacakan sebuah puisi. Do you see? Where are the trees? Quickly decrease, there is no more peace. Empty like the seas, human greed is very big. I persevered not to crying, its world are decreasing. Birds fly with their wings, their habitat being disturbed with the illegal logging. Even people are reluctant to return to planting. Please come to my group. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Let's give one more round of applause for all of the students, all of the year 5 students. That was really amazing, and we are so lucky today. Yeah, just a little information that the poetry that Aza brought just now is made by himself. And we're so proud to be here today to watch some incredible performances from our from year 5 students of Sekolah Paradisa Cendikia. Alright students, before we end our agenda today, we would also like to invite our school director, Bu Indah Novembrita, to give her closing speech. Without further ado, please welcome Bu Indah Novembrita.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Saya terharu banget ya. Pakai bahasa Indonesia saja ya. Alhamdulillah, masya Allah. I'm so proud of you guys. Alhamdulillah, saya bersyukur, dan this is why I choose IB. This is why I create Sekolah Paradisa Cendikia, Yayasan Pendidikan Murah Hati. Bapak dan Bunda bisa lihat sendiri, Sekolah Paradisa Cendikia baru 2 tahun. Tapi begitu banyak potensi yang kita bisa gali dari anak-anak, dan balancing antara dunia dan akhirat itu bisa loh.